Hello, hello. Hi, it's Lindy. Welcome back to Rainbow Body. So today I am making a video just to update everyone and talk about my latest spiritual experience I had and kind of go over that. So I made a couple other videos. I made one on imbalanced spiritual teachers. I also made one about empaths. Those two videos I made over 2 weeks ago, and I am still not able to download them from my Google Photos. So that's very disappointing. I've never had that happen before. I'm really hoping that this video I'm able to get onto YouTube without any problems. But yeah, that was disappointing because those are pretty good videos, pretty insightful, and for some reason I'm just having technical issues with that. So I did really want to check in. I really hope that this video I don't have any issues with. So let's get into it. Today I want to talk about cannabis and how cannabis can be used in a spiritual practice, and some of the pros and cons of using cannabis to further your spiritual development. I want to first say that, I am not trying to offend anyone. Everyone has their own opinions and viewpoints on this. Some people really think cannabis is great for a lot of reasons. Other people have had a lot of conditioning that it's bad and it's a drug and this and that. So I was raised by some parents that were kind of like hippies. They were really open to marijuana. And so I was raised really to not have any of those conditions. Sorry about the background noise. Sorry, that's my bird Reggie. You can see him if you look. He's really small. See, look. There's Reggie. I'm sorry, guys. He's really loud sometimes. But hopefully that won't be too distracting. So, yeah, there's a lot of mixed feelings about marijuana, but luckily, I feel very lucky that I didn't really have any negative preconceived notions about marijuana growing up. I was raised in a very liberal part of the country, and at Colorado, and now Colorado was one of the first states to legalize marijuana for medicinal use and then legalize it for recreational use, one of the very first states. So we are very forward thinking when it comes to marijuana. I've always been an advocate of the medicinal properties of marijuana. A major advocate in that. It's very controversial in the recovery community because, I was in the recovery community for quite some time. I'm going to go take care of my bird. He's really distracting me. Hold on. Okay, back. Hopefully the bird won't be too loud now. I hope not. He won't let me put him in his house. So he will calm down. But anyway. So yeah, marijuana is one of those things that is pretty controversial because everyone has such differing opinions about it. Especially in the recovery community. A lot of people look at it as a drug, as a mind-altering substance, and therefore should not be used at all, or you cannot consider yourself 100% sober. That is not my opinion. My opinion is that it can be abused, and some people can overuse it and abuse it, and so it can have actually negative effects. But that goes with anything that you are not using in moderation and that you are overusing or abusing. So that goes for anything really that you're overdoing and you're overusing. But if I feel that marijuana or cannabis has a lot of really positive things to offer humanity, and I do consider it a plant-based medicine. And actually, it's a lot more mild than some other plant-based medicines. So it's a lot more mild than psychedelics, like mushrooms and ayahuasca. It's a lot more mild than that. So if you're thinking about trying some other plant-based medicines like ayahuasca, I would actually try marijuana first because it's a lot more mild, and everything has to do with intention. The intention set is very, very important, and so your intention of how you want to use it is very important. It's key. It's really key. So, if you're overusing marijuana and you're relying on it to solve all your problems, then, that's not a good thing. That can lower your vibration and just not really be a good thing. But when it's used with a positive intention, it can actually be a pretty positive experience. Now, I would suggest doing other forms of healing and self-care first before you dive into this whole, using marijuana for spiritual purposes. I would do other things just without the assistance of plants or any substances. I went through a very, very long period of self-development, self-care, and healing, okay? That did not involve any substances at all. Okay, so I have already gone through that whole process. I've done a lot of healing and inner work. And then finally, my husband and I got to a point where we were very interested in seeing what cannabis could offer to us as far as spiritual experiences go. So we set an intention for cannabis, Mother Cannabis, to show us her wisdom and show us anything she had to offer. And we set the setting, we had lots of incense and candles burning. We programmed some crystals to amp up our intention. And the intention was very pure and filled with love and light. And then we used cannabis way, way more, took a big dose of it. Luckily in Colorado, since it's looked at as one of those healing plants and it's legal, it's totally regulated here. So you can totally go to a dispensary and choose the plant, the marijuana plant, the strain that you are really wanting. So we went to a dispensary and specifically sought out and purchased a strain of cannabis that has psychedelic properties. Okay, we did that. And then our entire intention was pure. But I am very good at not really getting in a fear-based state. It's really important if you do something like this that you do not go into it with any fear, because your state of being and where you're at, so whether you're coming from fear, a place of fear, or a place of love, is really going to dictate the kind of spiritual experience you have. So we went into it with a lot of love, and I will tell you, it was one of the most powerful spiritual journeys I ever went on in a meditation. I got very close to being pulled out of my body. I had a very, very intense body high, the most intense body high I've ever felt. And there were a lot of positive things about this experience for me. So I would actually recommend this to other people, but I feel that it's very important to go into it with the right intentions and from a place of love because if you go into it with any fear at all, it can actually be a negative experience, and you can come across like lower negative entities. So it's really important. The intention is everything. I felt like I did it with my husband, and we both felt this like intense heart chakra opening at the very same time. We started to feel like we were like one being. So like really connected, like I was part of his energy body and he was part of mine. And we were having the same sensations at the same time. And we were both having very, very strong energetic sensations from using cannabis in this way. There were times where we just felt like we were floating and we weren't even really in our body, like we just became one with our surroundings. So it did have a very powerful, energetic effect for us. And also, I found a lot of like healing properties in the plant. It actually did show me a lot of things that I had experienced. It brought up a lot of memories for me of unfavorable things that happened in my past. They came up so then they could be healed. So then I really went through this whole process of healing those experiences and kind of changing my past, changing the way those experiences panned out. So then I could fully be healed and integrate that healing into my present day life. So I had a very positive healing experience from using cannabis in a spiritual setting. And if you guys have any further questions about using marijuana for spiritual purposes, I would be happy to talk to anyone about it and let's chat. I know, I'm sure that some people won't agree with me, but I would just say, unless you've actually used your intention, and use the plant with a really, really positive intention for a specific spiritual purpose to learn and grow and heal and get what you can from it, then I don't know how much your opinion or, means to me, because I'm really only interested in hearing about from people who have experienced this, and what they've experienced with it, or I'm happy to answer questions if people are wanting to know more about using cannabis for spiritual purposes. So that's all I have for now. I don't want to make the video too long because I'm really, really hoping that it will upload to my YouTube channel. So that's all I have for now. But of course, I send everyone so much love and light. Many blessings your way. May the force be with you. And hopefully I can get those other videos uploaded to YouTube. Okay, much love and light. Bye, guys.